Okie dokie, folks. So today we are going to be tooling up this checkered pattern. The only tools you're really going to need is a swivel knife, a beveler, and a thumbprint tool. So you don't have to dye it. I just did it in the video because I thought it was cool. So let's get started. All right, folks. So the first thing you do, as you can see, I just kind of create a border around it, give it a nice look. So as you got your border, you can use really anything. I just cut out this little piece of paper here to use as an actual pattern, but you can use any size or width, but you gotta make sure you use the same one for each side. So I'm just gonna take a pencil and I'm just going to start putting lines just like this. So we're gonna take this across, and then all you're going to do, pretty much make a checkerboard pattern. I'm just gonna use this, go across, and just work our way down the pattern. Flip it around. We're gonna do the same thing. Make sure that lines up. All right, we're gonna flip it and go the opposite direction. It's actually really easy. I mean, it can look like it's hard to do, but actually when you get down to it and start learning the lines and all, this is a very simple thing to do, and looks really nice too. All right, so we got this done. All right, so I paused the video for a second. I just went ahead, I threw some tape on the back, and I went ahead and I cased the leather. If you don't know what casing the leather is, pretty much just getting the leather wet so that way you can carve and tool it. Now I'm going to do, go ahead, grab my swivel knife up, and I'm going to start to carve it out. Let me go ahead and sharpen it real quick because I just got done carving something out and I did not resharpen my swivel knife. Let's go ahead and sharpen it up real quick, and we're just going to start carving all these lines out. Let's go ahead, start with the border. And then we will carve all of these lines. So this can be the confusing part whenever you go to start beveling it, because you just bevel all the lines kind of different directions, but kind of not. But I'll show you how to make it real simple. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and bevel out this border. Bag's actually just kind of getting in the way. now that we have the border beveled, this is what you want to do. So pretty much you want to go and do the opposite lines. So I'm just going to start from the center. I'm going to bevel one side of the line, flip it, and then bevel these sides. You're just going back and forth all the way down. Back, forth, back, forth. So when you get to this part, you don't want the Basketweave to go in the same direction. So when you want to do it, you want to do it to the outside and then inside. Outside, inside. So I'm going to go to here. Since this one's on the inside, I'm going to bevel this one towards the inside. And that one toward the outside. Then after you get these two going, you just go back, forth, back, forth, back, forth to make it super easy. Same thing here. So now that you're looking at this line, since that one's the outside, you want to go on the outside on this side. Since this line's on the inside, you want to come over here and go towards the inside of the line. Since that line's on the outside of that, on the outside. Like I said, just going back and forth, and you can just use that to go the same way throughout the entire pattern. And then inside, inside. Go ahead, go to this side. That line's on the outside of this block. So we're gonna go to the outside on this one. Excuse me if I'm bad at explaining things. I'm trying my best here. Like I said, inside, inside. Same thing on that. And then the inside. So what you're gonna do when it comes to here, you're doing the same exact thing, except since these lines are going, if you just look at this one single block, since these lines are going in towards this, the other lines have to be on the outside. So I'm going to bevel on the outside of this line and the outside of the center one as well. And then just like the other side, since you beveled this line already, you won't bevel two lines side by side on the same way. So you can just go back and forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's really easy. You just start thinking about it. Try not to overthink it. I'll also show you what it looks like after it's completely beveled. So you can just pause it just to check it out. So same thing over here. Always bevel the opposite side of the line. Once again, that block, them two are going towards that inside. Make sure each side's on the out. And go over here. That's it for beveling. Now we're going to go ahead and use our thumbprint tool. So all you're going to do is follow your bevel lines. So you see how this is beveled towards that inside right here? You want to just follow that with your thumbprint tool. Put it on a slight angle, and then you're just going to take it. Don't put on the whole entire thing, just angle it so it gets a little bit of that edge, and we're just gonna go, well, let me put my little block down. I'm just gonna go up there just like that. All right, and then just follow all your bevel lines in that same direction. Go ahead and try to flip this around. Do it over here. Just following the lines of the bevel. All right, so now you're gonna go ahead, turn around, and then do the opposite side. And all you're, like I said before, all you're doing is just following the direction that you bevel. Just like that. So we got one section done, and now we're gonna flip it and do this side. Since we beveled in here, and the bevel's kind of facing that direction, we're gonna do the same thing to all these lines. Hope you can get enough angle, you can kind of see what I'm doing. Pull that one out a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna flip it around. Same thing on this side. Just follow that bevel line. See the opposite sides of all those squares. You can see it's really starting to come to life now. And this one goes this way. And that's it. Like I said, the only thing we used, the two tools, was just a thumbprint. I use a horizontal here. You can use a vertical or smooth. It doesn't really matter. I just like the way the horizontal looks, and a beveler. So just for those tools and a swivel knife, we did that. So it's pretty simple to do. Just don't overthink it. That's what I try to tell myself, and I do it. So I'll actually go ahead and we'll dye this real quick, and I'll show you how I do that to give it a real cool look. When I go to dye this, all I'm going to do is give it a checkered look. So just like a chessboard, just gonna go ahead just dye it the same way. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on time lapse. We'll come back after I'm done dyeing it. Okay, now the dye has pretty much dried. I'm going to use dark brown antique and go ahead to the antique on it and then buff it out. I know some people let their antiques sit for a while. I usually just take it off right after I'm done applying it. I'm gonna take a rag here, wipe that excess off, just like that. Then we'll just buff the rest out with sheet wool. After a quick layer of leather sheen, this is the end result. Hope this video helps someone out. If you can, please like and subscribe. Comment for future videos. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day.